So you're in the market for an electric radiator and there are a lot of options on the market, and it can be hard to know what words companies use and what they mean and all the jargon, essentially. It's a really confusing space and we get that. So we want to explain what our words and what our terminology mean so you understand the benefits, the drawbacks, and basically make an informed decision. So one of the biggest things that sets the Neos apart is Quadvex convection. And Quadvex convection essentially is a phrase that we like to use to describe the convection process of the Neos radiator. So let's explain actually what it is and what it means. So Quadvex convection is basically responsible for heating your room quickly and effectively. And Quadvex stands for 4 points of convection, whereas most normal radiators have between 1 to 2 points of convection. So let me break this down. So your first 2 points are at the front of the radiator, and essentially what we did is we put a front panel onto the front flutes of the radiator, on a certain image here. And what that did was that doubled the amount of flutes at the front of the radiator, basically giving you double convection. By doubling the amount of flutes, we're doubling the amount of air that can actually come through and up the radiator essentially. So it's increasing that convection process by 2, bringing it in, dragging in that cold air from the bottom and then putting it up the flutes and out hot through the top. Your next point of convection is at the back of the radiator. So you've got one thing which is called serpentine convection, and the back of our radiator is actually patented, so no one else has this design on the radiator, and essentially it's got little dimples in the back of the radiator. And basically what it does, these dimples, is it forces the air at the back of the radiator to move around the dimples. And basically this air, because it's making the air move rounder, it's having to travel a longer distance, which means it's in contact with the stone for longer, which means you should get warmer air. This warmer air means that all the heat created from the radiator is not going to your back wall, it's being forced in that serpentine movement into your room, which means you're putting most of your money into your room and not into your wall. Finally, the last point of convection is our cool wall technology. And this basically works with the serpentine convection. In the little dimples that the serpentine air moves round, we have little dimples. These dimples create little venturas, and these venturas basically pull the cold air from the back of the radiator into the radiator and then into your room. So you're basically ensuring there's no cold air around the radiator, and any cold air is being sucked and put into your room. That means that you're basically making maximum use of the convection process throughout the entirety of the radiator. So Quadvex technology basically stands for 4 points of convection, 2 at the front, 2 at the back. It basically warms your room quickly and effectively using flutes, dimples and venturas. It's really that simple. It prevents heat loss to the back wall and ensures that all of the heat that the radiator generates is put into your room, because at the end of the day, no one wants to be putting their heating bills into the back wall.